My name is Jacqui and I'm here today to share with you a yoga practice. Today we'll be practicing on flexibility to the hip joints. So the whole session will be focused on movements that bring not only flexibility to the hips, but also strength to the hip joints by strengthening the muscles around the hips. So let us begin with a few centering breaths. Allow the back of the hands to rest onto the knees and join up the thumb and index finger into Chin Mudra. Lift and alert the spine, roll the shoulders back and down, and allow the eyes to close. Release the mind from all extraneous thoughts, whether they be past or future, and bring your awareness to the breath. In a moment, I'll suggest that you inhale deeply, and in doing so, get a sense of inhaling energy. Shall we begin? Inhale deeply and inflate the lungs from the base to the top as the energy streams into the lungs. Hold the breath for a little moment, and then as you exhale, infuse that energy all through the body to each and every cell. We'll do that twice more. Inhale deeply, inflating the lungs as energy streams into the chest. Long exhalation as you flood the body from top to toe with this energy of vitality. One more in your own time. Quietly open the eyes. Moving to a supine position, lie down horizontally on your mat. Extend the legs straight, bringing the feet together and pushing the heels away. Reach the arms actively over the head with the palms facing the ceiling and the fingers splayed wide. Make the body as long as you can, as if someone's holding your ankles and drawing you one way, while someone has your wrist and they're pulling you the other way. Make the two halves of the body stretch in opposite directions. From this position, we'll take a big breath in. On the exhalation, bend the right knee into the body, clasp hold of the shin, pull the thigh onto the chest, and lift the head to bring the chin to the knee. Be mindful to keep both feet in dorsiflexion as you extend the heels and curl the toes back. Now lowering the head, take the arms over the head as before and squeeze out the right leg straight. Feet together in dorsiflexion, hands at shoulder width and fingers splayed wide. Inhaling again, on the exhalation, bend the left knee into the body, hold the shin, thigh to the chest, head up and chin to knee. Keep the heels extended and the bottom leg, that being the right, really pressing down firmly into the mat. Go again, lower the head, squeeze out the legs straight, arms over the head, inhale, and exhale to bring the right leg in. Pull the thigh onto the body and chin to the knee, both feet still in dorsiflexion. Lower down, reach out again from top to toe, inhale, and exhale to the left-hand side. Left thigh onto the body, chin to the knee, feet in dorsiflexion. The bottom leg really anchoring into the mat. Lower down, stretch out again from top to toe, inhale, and this time as you exhale, bend both knees simultaneously into the body, clasp hold of the shins, head up, chin between the knees into full Pavanmuktanasana. So here we're flexing the hips. Now keep the thighs on the body and lower the head, and just for a moment there, rocking from side to side across the small of the back, massaging the lower back into the floor. From here we'll move to some simple supine hip opening poses. Step your left foot to the mat, but keeping the right thigh onto the body, turn the knee out to the side and clasp hold of the foot. Here the right hip externally rotates in its socket. Now pulling the right foot up over the chest, stay there if you choose. However, those wanting to go further, lift the head, Hook the right upper arm over the shin, bring the right toes to the nose and press the knee towards the mat. Lowering down, we step the right foot to the mat and we go out on the left-hand side. The left knee ankles wide as the left hip externally rotates. Clasp hold of the foot, pull the left foot up over the chest, head up for those going further, elbow over the shin, toes to the nose. Lower down, out on the right-hand side again. Hold the foot, knee to the side, right hip rotating externally, foot over chest, head up, inhale, toes to the nose. Those with a bit more rotation work to get the right knee towards the mat whilst keeping the toes onto the nose, and lean back if you have that opening in the hips. Lower down to release. Last side, left-hand side. Elbow over shin, toes to nose and knee to the floor. Lean back whilst keeping the toes on the nose and the knee on the floor. Release. Let us now externally rotate both hips. Feet together in Baddha Konasana. Interlace the fingers around the little toe side of the feet and pull the feet up over the chest. Hooking the upper arms over the shins, lift the head, and you might be able to hook those upper arms a little higher over the shins as we pull the toes to the nose, and if you have that flexibility, bring your knees towards the floor. Lower down to release. From here we'll move to bringing some more rotation in the hips, but good stretches around the gluteal muscles. Right ankle above the left knee. See if you can be mindful to keep that foot in dorsiflexion. The right arm threads between the legs and we interlace the 10 fingers around the left shin. Left foot in dorsiflexion. Now pulling that left thigh onto the chest, lift up the head and bring the chin towards the left knee as you use your right elbow and push the right knee away. Lower down. Release. Left hand side. Left ankle above right knee. Left arm threads between the legs. Hold the right shin. Feet in dorsiflexion. Bringing the right thigh towards the body. Pushing the left knee away. Head up and chin towards the right knee. In yoga we don't force. We feel. And through feeling we can sensitize. We develop good body awareness. And through that we go deeper into the pose, not by forcing, but by feeling and sensitizing. Right hand side again. Right ankle above left knee, hold on to left shin. Left thigh onto the body, chin to the knee. In yoga, by sensitizing, by feeling, by attuning, this is where we develop body awareness. And that's left hand side. And that's an invaluable tool that lends itself far beyond the yoga mat. Left hand side, chin on the right knee as we push left knee away. Lower down and release. Starting to feel a little bit more movement here in the hips, a bit more flexibility, circulation of blood flow into the hips and pelvic area. Last one of this sequence is happy baby pose, which is the deepening of the front groin. Right thigh onto the chest, clasp hold of the foot. If you can't get the foot, get the ankle. Now we slip that right knee off the chest and we want to bring it next to the body towards the floor. Not wide, but flush into the side ribs. Establishing a right angle in the leg where the heel is directly above the knee. The head does not lift in this pose. Keep the head down, and if you need, you can put your head on a brick. Left hand side. Knee flush into the side ribs. Right hand side. Not forcing, feeling. Through feeling and sensitizing, that's how we go deeper into the pose. By breathing, by quietening. That's how we go deeper into the pose. Left hand side. Both legs simultaneously. Full depth of both front groins, both knees and thighs next to the body towards the floor, which is fundamentally the action of when we squat. Release. Let's come up and squat. Come towards the centre of your mat, feet apart in a sort of a duck foot type position with the toes splayed wide. Push the knees away from the shoulders, anchor back into your heels and hands to the mat. If your heels don't come down, don't be discouraged, it can take time. You can try, if your heels aren't down, with your feet a little bit wider. So when we squat, we sit in the groins. Those with very deep groins might be able to get the elbows to the floor, but ensure that your heels are down before establishing the elbows to the floor. Bring the hands to prayer position, using your legs. Stand up. Give the legs a little bit of a shake there to release the quadriceps and the groins. And let's now challenge the hamstrings a little bit into Uttanasana. Bring your feet hip width apart, somewhere into your mat. If your hamstrings need some assistance, you can reach down to a pair of bricks. Standing up first, check your feet, heels out, where the baby toe and the outer heel are parallel to the mat. Lift your arches, pull up through the quadriceps, lift up through the spine, bring the hands to the hips and elbows back. Inhale, lift the chest and look slightly up. On the exhalation, we're bending from the hips. This is a hip flexion. Reach down to the bricks if your hamstrings need that little bit of assistance. If your hamstrings are on the longer side, you can reach down to the mat. But we're bending from the hips, not the lower back. And our legs need to be straight, poker stiff. Lean into the hands, whether you're on your bricks or fingertips, and lift the head, look towards the top of the mat. Inhaling, rolling the buttocks towards the ceiling. Exhale, look down between the hands. Now to ease off the hamstrings for a moment there, bend your knees. In bending your knees, try to maintain the height of the hips. Some of you might be able to get your hands a little lower. Keep the height of the hips, inhale. And on the exhalation, straighten the legs. If the legs aren't straightening, we need to go back to the same height of which the hands were on the first one. Once more, bend the knees. Those with more flexibility, work to get the hands either side of your feet now. Push your knees out of the way. Wriggle the side ribs between the inner thighs. On the exhalation, straighten the legs. Those with the longer hamstrings and the hands either side of the feet, drop the head and look way back between the feet and shins. Full flexion of the hips. Now bending the knees, push the bricks out of the way. Walk your hands towards the top of the mat in preparation for dog pose, shoulder width, fingers splayed. Walk back with your feet and make your way to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Some of you I know will have the experience to know that your dog pose is the right length. Others of us don't have that understanding yet. So that we're all doing dog pose correctly, let's take a moment to come down onto the knees whilst keeping the toes curled under and push the hips back. Ensure your feet are within the plane of the mat and ensure your hands are within the plane of the mat. Now to establish this right length for our dog pose, keep your hips back and challenge your hands as far forward as you can. Still at shoulder width and fingers splayed, elbows straight. Pushing the hips back, quietly release the forehead down. Not the elbows down, but just the brow. So here we have the correct distance for our dog pose between the hands and feet, and we do not move them. Come up onto the knees. Lift through the arms. Inhale. On the exhalation, lift the knees and keep them bent. Do not move the hands and feet. With the bent knees, like in Uttanasana, deepen your chest down between your arms and stick the tailbone up. Inhale, straighten the legs, get the height of the hips. Exhale, bring the heels down and turn the heels out. Keep lifting through your arches as you descend the heels. Pushing the hips up and back makes the arms lighter and longer and releases the spine. Now staying with the hips, lift the head, look forward. Come forward with your chest and step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Bending that right knee into a square, or that right leg rather into a square. Push back into your left heel, extend the front of the body and look forward. The second round will come down onto the elbows for those that can. Step back with the right foot, Adho Mukha Svanasana. To the left-hand side, come forward with the chest, left foot to the outside of the left hand. Bring the left leg into a square, push back into the right heel, make the arms long, lift the chest, look forward. So we're deepening the left groin, but we're extending the right. Each hip is doing a different action. But as we inhale and exhale back to dog pose, the hips are doing the same action. They're both in flexion. Come forward to plank. Hips extend. Tailbone into the body. Flare open the back of the knees and make the arms longer as you push down through the palms, lift the shoulders. Inhale there. On the exhalation, back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Go again. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Keep the back leg straight. Now if you'd like to take it further, we come down onto the elbows. Alternatively, keep the arms straight like in the first variation. Those that need bricks can rest their forearms on a pair of bricks. If you don't have bricks, you can use books. We used to use books before yoga became popular and all this special equipment became available. Bricks to the side, hands to the mat, dog pose hands, flick back on the right leg, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left hand side, come forward with the chest, left foot to the outside of the left hand. Push back into the right heel. As before, keep the arms straight, elbows to bricks, forearms to the mat. Keep the back leg poker stiff as you extend back into that right heel. Keep the weight even through the forearms or hands if they are on the mat. Again, we feel, we don't fight. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Just this stepping back and forwards brings flexibility to the hips and lightness of limb. Let's go again to plank. Shoulders over the wrist, tailbone into the body, push down through the palms, make the arms long. Now if any of you would like to take plank to low plank or chaturanga, keep the legs poker stiff, bend the elbows, lower the chest into chaturanga dandasana. Then we push and we all go to the back bend, upward facing dog, make the arms long, lift the chest, flare open the back of the knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk your hands towards the feet. Let's come to a squat. Feet turn slightly out, heels down. If they're not down, try with the feet wider. Elbows down if you have that depth in the groins, or stay a little taller with the body. So very much a resting pose here as we take the weight out of the arms, using just flexibility here in the pose of squatting, which is called Malasana. Malasana means a garland. Moving along, walk to dog pose. See if you can bring your hands back to that very distance that we established in our preparation for dog pose. And always a good check is to do a plank. If we can bring our shoulders over the wrists here in plank, then we know that we have brought the right distance to our dog pose. Go back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's go to the more renowned lunge. Come high on your right fingertips. As you come forward with the body, we step the right foot between the hands. Come down onto the left knee. Hands to the hips like in a sun salutation, inhale. And exhale, let the hips move down and forward. But not the body forward, the hips forward. The body leans back to lift the chest. Like in Surya Namaskar, the sun salutations, inhale, reach up. Exhale, float the arms. Hands to the mat, inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left fingertips come forward with the body, step the left foot forward. Right knee to the mat, inhale. Get tall with the body. Exhale, drop the hips down. Forward with the hips, but up with the chest. Inhale, raise the arms. Palms together, look up. Exhale, float the arms. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward to plank. Stay in plank if you choose. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right fingertips, right foot forward. Come up with the body, inhale. Exhale, the hips move down and forward. Inhale, raise the arms. Take the arms, head and chest slightly back. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Body starting to give now. There's circulation of blood through the body, circulation of prana. Left foot forward. Inhale, come up with the body. Exhale, the hips move down and forward, but the chest stays up. Inhale, raise the arms, look up, palms together. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward to plank. Stay in plank if you choose. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk the hands to the feet again. Go again, come to a squat. Take a moment to find the breath. Take a moment to center your awareness. We don't allow the poses to undo us. As much as yoga will challenge us, it's not to undo us. It's not a competition, and we're practicing purely for ourselves, for the betterment of ourselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually. All right, one more little round here. Go again, walk your hands forward, back to that position, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Quick check in the plank, shoulders over the wrist, tailbone into the body, Adho Mukha Svanasana. One more of this little lunge sequence. Go again, step your right foot to the outside of the right hand. Now pivoting on the right heel, turn the right foot out 90 degrees as we externally rotate that right hip again. Arms long, lift the chest, look forward. Keep the back leg poker stiff. Like in the former one, you can rest your elbows down onto the mat. Alternatively, use the bricks. Feel the right knee pushing away from the body as we open the inner groin and rotate the hip externally. Hands to the mat, inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left hand side, come forward with the body. Left heel to the outside of the hand. Turn out the left foot 90 degrees. Come down onto the elbows. Arms straight is indeed an option. We always find a place in the pose that is right for us. If it's so strong for you, you can bring the back knee to the mat. That will just take away a little intensity if you're finding the pose is strong. Otherwise, we keep the back leg straight as we extend back into that right heel. Hands to the mat, inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Go again, come forward to plank, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Go again, right foot to the outside of the right hand. Turn out the foot 90 degrees, arms straight or elbows down. Again, back knee can release down if you need a little moment's repose, or back leg poker stiff. Breathe. We're not holding the breath. Because we're holding the pose doesn't mean we hold the breath. We need to keep the breath moving. Hands to the mat, inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Last side, left foot to the outside of the left hand. Pivot on the heel, turn the foot out. Elbows down or arms straight. Find your pose. Not my pose, your pose. Hands to the mat, inhale, flick back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Last chaturanga and plank. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Once more, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Adho Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Walk the hands to the feet. Grab hold of the ankles, spread the toes, lift the arches, engage the legs, pull up through the thighs. Inhale, lift the head, and exhale to the full flexion of Uttanasana. Don't pull the shoulders into the neck, keep the neck long as you lift the shoulders away from the ears. Then hands to the mat, turn the feet slightly out, come back to Malasana. Feeling a little deeper now with the body as the groins deepen, potentially the heels a little lower. Fingertips to the mat behind you, sit the buttocks down and squeeze out the legs straight, Dandasana. Dandasana is the base of all the seated poses. Its Sanskrit name translates to mean staff or stick. From Dandasana we move to Sukhasana. Bend the right knee. The left ankle is under the right knee and we bring the right shin in front. Sometimes the pose is called Swastikasana as the feet and legs emulate a swastika, which in its true origin is quite a spiritual symbol. Pull the buttocks back and also pull the buttocks to the sides. Grip the knees, lift the chest and bend forward from the hips. Hands to the mat, shoulder width. Extend the front of the body. Exhale and release down. Those with the depth of the groins, the flexibility in the hips can take the forearms to the mat and potentially the forehead down. Otherwise, if you're a little high with the body, work on a flat back. So you're pivoting from your hips, not from your back. Keep breathing. Just the action of sitting in crossed legs helps to bring elasticity to the muscles around your hips. If you sit on a sofa, take your shoes off. Sit on the sofa in crossed legs, not in the traditional position with your feet and shins coming straight down from your knees. Get your shoes off, sit in crossed legs. Slide back with the arms and hands, squeeze the legs straight. Dandasana. Left hand side, bend the left knee, right ankle under the left knee, left shin in front. We're crossing at the middle of our shins and the feet and knees are at, the ankles are at the width of the hip, width of the knees. We do not pull the feet underneath us. The feet stay forward. The knees and ankles at the same width. Pull the buttocks back and slightly to the sides. Go again, lift the chest, bend from the hips. Lift and extend the front of the body, elbows down. If you have little friends in your life, little kids, nephews, nieces, get on the floor with them. They'll sit in cross legs. Just even the getting up and down from the floor will help to keep elasticity in your knees, hips, and ankles. Release. We'll do that once more to each side. Those that can go to Padmasana for the second side, which is the classic lotus. Otherwise, we do one more round of Sukhasana. So Padmasana is we flex the right knee, bring the right foot up to the root of the left thigh, bend the left knee. Do not force. If the body is not ready for this pose, don't attempt it. So here we are sitting with the right shin up first, left shin over, feet in dorsiflexion. If that's not for you, we're back in Sukhasana, right shin in front, knees and ankles at the same width. Let's come forward. So if you're in Padmasana, come forward as such. If you're in Sukhasana, come forward. Don't force. It takes time for the body to open, for the body to give. But with regular practice, the changes will happen. It's not so much what we do, it's how often. So hence we're making these little videos on the shorter side. A traditional yoga class really should be 2 hours, but we're keeping them short because that's so much more practical for our busy modern lives. Back through Dandasana. Left hand side, so for Padmasana, left hand comes behind the knee as we flex the left knee and left foot to the root of the right thigh. Right leg up and over, feet in dorsiflexion if you can. Otherwise, Sukhasana, left knee bends, right ankle under, left shin in front, knees and ankles at the same width, buttocks back, we come forward. You can, of course, rest your forehead on a brick if you have one on hand. Resting the forehead does lend itself to a bit more repose, a bit more quietness in the posture. Because remember, in yoga, we actually go deeper to the pose through quietening. Lift the head and chest, slide back with the arms and hands, uncross the legs, stretch them out straight and give them a shake. Let's take a couple of minutes now for final relaxation. Push the bits to the side. Don't hesitate to get yourself an extra bit of clothing or a cloth or rug to drape over you. When you are ready, lie down horizontally. You might choose to bend your knees into the chest, hugging the legs to press the lower back into the mat and just release the lower back, the kidney band. And from there, when you're ready, stretch out each leg simultaneously. Stretch your arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Flock the feet away from one another. Allow the eyes to close. Teeth unclamped. Breath comes effortlessly through the nostrils. Relax the brain. Imagine the front of the brain receding to the back of the head. Surrender all persona from over your face, any armor, any opinions are dissolving off the face. Release your shoulders, arms, hands and 10 fingers, your back and spine, chest and abdomen, abdomen calm. Relax into your hips, knees, all the way down through to the feet and toes. The whole body as one unit. Consciously relax it. And let any residue of tension drain out of the body. Effortless. Now very gently start to move the extremities of your body, your fingers and toes. In your own slow and lazy way, bend the knees into the body and roll effortlessly off onto the right hand sides. Without any hurry, because nothing's urgent when we're practicing yoga. Come up to a cross-legged position, lotus pose if that comes for you with ease. Bring the hands to Atmanjali Mudra or Namaste. Lift the heart, close the eyes. Take a moment to acknowledge that you have done something very beneficial for yourself with this 30 or so minute practice. That you made the time, the discipline to do it. So bow your head, give thanks for this time, give thanks for the practice of yoga. Hari Om Tat Sat.